Hey guys, and welcome back to the Body and Mind Health podcast. We're here with the third episode, and I've got a guest this time. Welcome, Katie. How are you?
Hello.
You right?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are
So,
you?
how have you been? What have you sort of been up to? That's it.
Well, not much. Like
Was it
seeing
summer
some
holidays?
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, some friends. Not that
No.
much.
Oh, so obviously, you do athletics, don't you? So you athlete, obviously. But what what events do you do again? What's like your specialties again?
Probably like hurdles,
So
long
you do
jump.
hurdles.
Yeah,
Cool.
sometimes like 100 meters, but not really.
Cool. And what does your training sort of week or session look like? What do you sort of get up to? Because you've told me before, like you go to athletics, but I don't know what you sort of do. So can you give me a little insight? What you
Yeah.
sort of get up to in a training session?
Sorry. Yeah. So we do like the warm up, which is
Mm.
quite intense.
Yeah.
Like we walk through the hurdles, and then we have like these bands, like exercise bands. You put them around your legs,
Right.
and you do walking, but that's
Oh
quite
yeah,
hard.
resistance bands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we like put our spikes on, which like shoes
Yeah.
with spikes on.
Yeah.
And then we like start the session, but the warm up is quite long. Like there's lots of exercises that we do, and it normally takes like half the session.
Oh wow. And how long do you normally train for in like one session? Like how long is a training session for you normally?
Like it depends what time the warm up finishes, but like the
Oh, true.
session is like an hour and 15, I think.
I think that's quite a while to be
Yeah.
doing stuff for. So that you have like half the session being like your warm up, and then what do you go? Do you go into like your events or your specialties or whatever?
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
beforehand they would text us saying like
All right.
what we're doing that session, and
Oh, so you
then
get like a little, like you know what you're going to be doing before you go.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of cool. That's cool.
Yeah, but sometimes like if you don't want to do that, you can sort of say, oh, can I do this? Like my friends are doing it, and then they don't
Yeah.
really mind.
Cool. So you normally do hurdles or long jump then, right?
Yeah. They don't do hurdles as like a session
All right.
when I go, so you have to like do a pre-session. So
Ooh,
sometimes it's quite tiring.
cool. And then how many times a week do you train? Or at the
Twice,
moment?
but
Twice, yeah.
sometimes at school I just do once because like it's quite busy.
Yeah, right. Well, that's cool. And then obviously, what does it look like on competition day? I know you compete a lot as well. So
It's quite busy normally there. Like there are loads of clubs, loads of events. Like it's quite loud, but it's quite fun because like normally all of your friends are there, so you
yeah.
can just like cheer them on and like obviously do your events. But it's quite fun.
And one question I had was when you compete, because you've done quite a few now, right? You've been doing it for quite a while. Do you still get like a bit nervous, or is it like you're in your element, or what? I don't know.
No, I get really nervous. Like
Feel
the
a bit
morning,
nervous.
I don't want to do it, but
No.
it's because like depends what you're doing. Because like long jump is not loads of pressure on you because you're not like racing against
Yeah,
anyone else. And you sort of
you're on your own.
feel,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
you
Sort
sort
of,
of feel
yeah.
like you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
Then
A
like
lot of the
you're
time
doing
you're
training.
comparing you. Hmm. And then what's hurdles like when you're racing against other people? Because that must be quite. And hurdles looks quite tough. I've watched it in the Olympics. I did watch it last week or whatever, and it looks tough. So you must be. Because also how
Yeah,
I don't know what's it. It looks
it's
hard. Yeah.
yeah, it's quite hard. Like I have to. Like obviously, you can't just do it like straight away. Like I had to train and stuff, but like now I know how to do it and stuff. It's not that bad,
Mm.
but there's not normally that many people like I'm racing
Oh yeah.
against because in my age group, like it's not a very like popular event, so not many people
Really?
do it. Yeah, but
And
it's good.
how tall are the hurdles? Just out of interest.
Oh, I don't know exactly, but they're probably just below like my hips.
All right. So yeah, quite tall then. So to get
Yeah,
over at
yeah,
pace, it's quite
yeah.
tough. All right. Well, that's fun. That's interesting. Thank you. Uh, another question I sort of had in mind was what sports do you enjoy watching, or Olympic sports? Obviously, the Olympics were on. What sort of sports were your favourite to watch, and what did you take the most interest in? What were you most invested in, or whatever? Obviously, maybe or probably the athletics, but any others?
Yeah, I wasn't really into the athletics.
Wow.
I quite liked trampolining. It
Wow.
was really
All right.
fun to watch them.
Cool.
And like what was the other one? We watched the swimming.
I enjoyed watching the swimming. I watched quite a bit of the swimming. Yeah.
Oh, diving. We loved the diving.
Yeah, I didn't actually watch the diving, but it's cool. I think it's cool actually, the diving. Yeah, because it's quite a tall platform. Even to jump on, it's 10 meters, I think, a diving platform.
Yeah, I could never do that.
An Olympic one. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Trying to think, is there any sporting events coming up that you know of that you're sort of interested in? The Paralympics has started yesterday, if I'm right. So I've watched a bit of that. Obviously, we're recording this a bit in advance. I think it's probably about a week in advance, so the Paralympics might be over by the time this goes out. But I hope you guys enjoyed it if you did watch it. But yeah, it starts on the 24th, so yesterday as we're recording this. Yeah. I might watch a bit of that actually. It's interesting to see. Yeah, it's good to watch actually. Yeah. Is there anything you want to talk about?
Let's talk about you, like with your.
Okay, you can do.
Like, how often do you train for your boxing?
I've been a bit lackluster recently, but I'm hoping to get back to it as I go back to school. I find I have more structure, and I actually want to, even though I'm busy, I want to go to training more. Normally, I'm doing 2 boxing a week, and normally 3 Brazilian jiu-jitsu, because at the moment I've got a competition coming up, so I'm doing more of that than the boxing. But yeah, no, overall about 5 hours a week. But a lot of the time I go to the gym and I do 2 hours in one day, so I don't have to do trips and stuff. I only go to the gym 3 times a week, but in 2 of those I do 2 hours. So we're recording this on a Wednesday, so I'll do 2 hours tonight probably. But yeah, yeah. Go on, do you want to yeah, it does take a toll a bit, but I enjoy it, so it's fine. It's good fun. I always enjoy it once I'm there. Yeah, it's good fun.
Do you find it's like you don't want to do it like before you go? Or?
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, I have. That's what I felt in the last couple of weeks, especially during the summer. I just a lot of the time can't really be bothered, but sometimes I cut down like 1 session, but I still go to another one instead of completely not going. I sometimes just do 1 hour rather than 2 or whatever, because it's better than doing nothing. But yeah, a lot of the time I find myself sometimes not wanting to go, which is why I want to go back to school, because it gives me that sort of structure. I was loving it when I was at school. It's just since I've sort of come on to summer holidays, it's been a bit hard. But if you're struggling like me to get motivated, there's a motivated video on the channel. So scroll down and find it.
Okay. What do you do like in your spare time? If none of your friends were free,
okay,
and like in lockdown or something, what would you do?
So I'm quite lucky because I do have a gym, like workout space in my house. Like it's not a proper gym, but I do have like a place that I can go to do exercise. I was quite lucky in lockdown, and just if friends aren't out, I'm quite lucky where I am in the situation that I'm in, that I can exercise from home. So I do that probably, or I would try and watch some sport on the TV. I do quite enjoy watching sport. Other than that, I would just chill, sort of like relax, especially if you've had like a busy day the day before or whatever. I would relax. But a lot of the time I do try and go out with friends and like bike rides or walks or whatever. I do try and go outside a lot as well, because it's good fun. And you enjoy going on walks, don't you? Do your long walks and stuff like that. That's good fun.
Like just if I'm like, sometimes we go with our neighbours, like we like going on walks with them because they've got a dog. But like sometimes I go by myself, sometimes I go with my sister.
Well, I think going on walks and bike rides and stuff is sometimes better than doing like a workout from home. Even though a workout from home might get you sweaty more or whatever, I think going outside a lot of the time helps as well. Like going outside and seeing nature and stuff. I've probably said this before, but yeah, going outside in nature is a lot better, I think, as well than staying in home on your floor and doing home workouts. But when you're out on your walk, sometimes if you're on your own, I know you listen to podcasts, or sometimes you do at least.
Yeah, or just nothing, like just walk, taking the sound.
Yeah. So if you are listening to a podcast, what other podcasts would you recommend? Or because I do listen to some podcasts, but probably not as many as people think I do. I listen to them now and again, but sometimes if I'm just listening to them, I don't know why. If they're really long, I find them a little like, because some podcasts are like 2 hours long, and I find them a bit boring and draining. So what ones would you recommend? And also, what would you recommend with doing podcast? Like, what do you do while listening to a podcast? You don't sit down and just listen to a podcast. You sort of do something while listening to it.
I mean, I'm not a big listener. Like my sister is really into the Chris and Rosie Ramsey one.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that one.
Yeah. But like on Spotify, there's like a podcast section. I just sort of have a look at that and see what to listen to. Yeah, I'm not really like committed to one podcast.
No, neither really. I sometimes listen to like I watch them actually a lot of the time on YouTube, which is why I find them a bit boring because I sort of don't do much else while doing them. Listening to them, but yeah. Other than that, I listen to sometimes the boxing one. So the boxing promoter Eddie Hearn has a good podcast, which I sometimes listen to. He's brought footballers and boxers and other promoters on, which is a good listen sometimes. It's called, correct me if I'm wrong, people in comments, No Passion, No Point, I think it's called. I think. But yeah, I enjoy that one. And then something else I know you're quite big on and you love it, is reading. So I'll leave you to talk about, because it does help with your mental health and it's good to get in a good book. I didn't used to enjoy reading, but I have started to read more often now. So what book are you currently reading? What books have you read? What books do you want to read?
Well, I've got like 2 bookshelves. Here's one of my bookshelves.
I can see one of them behind, yeah.
Right now I'm reading, it's called The Yearbook and it's by someone called Holly Bourne or something. But they're like, I've read lots of her books. They're like it's not a series, like they're all different, but like she wrote all of them. But there's like one series that I've read, and I also quite like One of Us Is Lying, that series. It's sort of like a murder, and then like the kids like have to work out who's done it. And yeah, I like murder books.
Cool. I was going to say, what is your favorite sort of type of genre or storyline, or do you like your murder mystery sort of detective ones? I know you were also into Sherlock Holmes at one point.
Oh yeah, I love Sherlock Holmes. This book is really
cool. I might have to try it. I'm sort of reading something like that at the moment. I started a new book, a new series, but I'm on the first one. I don't know what the series is called, but the first one's called 13. And I think I've not read much of it yet. I've only just started it. And it's basically a boy who there's this sort of like group, and they kill certain young people when they get to the age of 13. It's sort of the age that they don't like people living from. But that's sort of all I've read at the moment. I'm only a couple of chapters in, so I'm still, but that's the book, 13 by, who's it by? It doesn't actually say. Sam Hadley.
That's quite cool.
So I'm reading that at the moment, yeah. So I am trying to read more often, but it's never been my big thing. But yeah, I'm trying to enjoy it more often. Right then, is there anything else you want to bring up? I'm trying to think. What else have we not covered?
Well, I would actually recommend, my cousin once told me about it and she was like, oh, Katie, you should try doing meditation. And I was like, oh, that's a bit silly. But then she sent me a video for it, like on YouTube. And it was just like, you just like sit down or lie down somewhere with your
Yeah.
eyes shut. And then this person is like telling you to focus on your breathing, like what
Hmm.
to think about. But I found it really good. Like I've done it most days for like a
Really?
month, but it's really
Cool.
good. It's really good.
I've done it on the odd time, but I've never fully committed to it like every day. I sort of sometimes just put a bit of music on or sit, or yeah, like I said, a guided meditation or whatever they call it on YouTube. I've done one of those before, but I never fully I've never committed to it. So I might start that actually in the morning or before you go to sleep or whatever. It's
It's
probably
really good.
yeah. How long have you been doing it for then? Like a month or something?
Yeah, not that long, like a few weeks.
Oh,
But
cool.
like it's only 5 minutes long. You just sort of sit down and
Yeah.
like just focus on your breathing.
It's probably quite good when you're in school to just sort of wind down, like to do it once you get home or before you go to sleep, just sort of wind down a bit because obviously it's quite stressful going to school. But one thing I was going to say, talking about school, is what sports are you planning on doing in the coming year at school? Because I know you do athletics. What are sort of your, because obviously I know you've got a big PE department or whatever. So what sports do you want to get involved in?
Well, we're quite big into lacrosse at my school.
Cool.
I'm not like really into it, but
Yeah,
sometimes I go to like the club,
I know you've
and we
done
do
it before, yeah.
yeah, we do it in our lessons. Sometimes there are fixtures, but like I'm not usually on the team because there's lots of good people.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy that. But I like, oh, what else do we do? We do netball and like tennis,
Hmm.
but
You enjoy
like I
those?
like
Or-
it, but I'm
Yeah,
not really massive into them.
yeah. They're not your favourite ones.
Mm.
And do you do anything like swimming or football or something like that?
There's a football club. I don't think I've ever done it in a lesson, but
Hmm.
swimming, we don't have a pool.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
there's a school down the road that has a pool that we would go to, but I think like COVID and in the first year they forgot to book it or something, so we haven't really done
yeah.
that yet.
All right. And I forgot what I was going to say. It doesn't matter. So yeah, that's cool. I think this year I'm hopefully getting to get involved in the rugby again because I did it 2 years ago, but they didn't do it last year because it was like contact and stuff. But I'm hopefully going to get involved in some rugby, obviously the football, and then I don't know. I quite enjoy cross country for some reason. I do quite enjoy cross country in December, so I'm hoping to get involved in competition or something like that. So yeah, do you enjoy your You don't enjoy distance running, do you? That's not your sort of thing.
No, I can't do it.
No, you
It's
used to
too,
be good at it, though.
yeah,
You used
but
to quite enjoy it.
we did like 600 meters, but that's
Yeah,
not really like
no,
really
cross
far.
country distance are more 1.5 at our age now, I think. Yeah, but I enjoy that to be fair, and I like challenging myself in that perspective. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing cross country, and then I can try anything. I quite enjoyed, what was it? Good 2 years ago, no, about a year and a half ago, we tried gymnastics in school, and I loved it. I actually quite enjoyed it. So I've never got involved in it out of school, but I probably would quite enjoy doing a bit of gymnastics or parkour or something like that. I don't know. It's kind of cool. I don't know. You've never done anything like that, have you? Really?
Um, when I was really young, in like year two, I did like gymnastics, but yeah, I don't really know why I stopped because I think I was quite good, but I just sort of
Hmm.
stopped and then like I lost my flexibility, which
Yeah,
um,
that's one of my problems. I'm not. I've got more flexible, definitely, but I'm still not like proper. I can still. I remember a year ago, I managed to just about touch my toes, and I was so happy. But yeah, I'm not very flexible, but I've got better, I think, as well. Cool. All right then. And I think one thing we've talked about it a bit, but I always ask it when I get a guest on. One bit of sort of advice to keep healthy mentally or physically or both sort of tied in. You sort of talked about meditation and stuff, so that could be it. Or if you've got a new piece, And I'll try and think of a new one that I've not said before. I can't
I
remember what I said last year.
Try to like keep going outside, find something to keep you occupied, like a hobby or something like that, or a sport, a hobby, or just like something to do. And then like with me, I used to not really like reading, but then when I started a good series, like I've read so much, so something like that.
Cool. And I'll try and think of, I've actually got two, I think. I've got one thing I've started to do is drink a lot more water. Water drinking, it keeps you alive, like you need to drink water. I'm trying to do, I think it's 2 liters a day, but I'm trying to go even more than that. But yeah, drinking water, and also goal setting is a good one. I've had to keep motivated, otherwise you'll lose motivation. Have a goal set in your mind, and then because obviously you've got a competition coming up, I've got a competition coming up, so that's sort of like where I'm aiming for, and you've got somewhere to sort of go. If you've got nowhere to sort of go, you sort of lose motivation. That'd be my piece of advice, is sort of set a goal and go for it. You know, you could, and set your goals high as well, make them hard but achievable, but realistic as well. All right, I think that is all I had on the list to talk about. If you've got anything else you want to add, we can talk about that. But if not, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know on the socials if you enjoyed, and also what guests you'd like to see in the future. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye.